afternoon and welcome to the lower level here at Avalon Lakes, home of the pool table and the state-of-the-art simulators and home of Valley Spotlight this week.
Yeah, I'm Lauren, and Mike and I, we like to play some golf, don't we?
We do, and if you hear some smashing, Dan's in the background hitting some golf balls this week. We have a jam-packed show this week.
We really do. We really do. So many great things to get to. Good recipes.
Good recipes. I had a chance to meet maybe one of the youngest business owners we've ever had on the program.
And I had the fortunate encounter with somebody who has now been decorated properly when it comes to his service right here in our country.
Plus visits from Kelly Warren, Mark Canzonetta, and the Soap Gallery too. But we should get started.
I was going to say there's so much that we have to keep this party rolling. Is that okay?
Let's do it.
All right. For many of us, we do know what a Purple Heart represents. It is a military honor that is dedicated to the soldiers who have served our country and who are either wounded or they gave their life. Well, for Leo Connelly Jr., he was just awarded this Purple Heart, but this award goes way further than just a simple medal. It was the late 1960s, and Leo Connelly Jr. was a hero. He had just returned home from the Vietnam War after saving lives on the battlefield and somehow managed to live despite being stabbed in his side by the enemy. Leo Connelly was a hero. He just didn't know it.
I'm talking about an era when we come home, the country didn't accept us. The country spit on us. There was no ticker tape parade when we come home.
He was just a teenager when he was drafted into the Vietnam War, and what he experienced is hard to hear and even harder to imagine.
And the orders was anything, when you go into the straw huts, which was their home, kill anything that moves. Well, you know, I'm fresh out of high school. I'm going, you know, I got to physically go in there and do killing. You know, that's what I was trained to do. So I go in, and actually the first killing I done, I went into a hut. I killed Charlie. That's the Viet Cong. We know him as Charlie. And there was some movement over in the hut when I was in there, and I spun around and I killed the two that were there. And it was a mother and a kid, you know, so I killed all three of them. And today I have trouble living with that because that's, you know, it didn't dawn on me what I was doing until like later on in life that, you know, that's the casualties of war. This is the collateral damage that gets done.
He was programmed to fight, but not to feel.
I try to talk to people to find out, is this what we're supposed to do, and is this what we're over here for? But nobody would talk to me because, and as I got into my tour, I see why. There's so many guys die so fast, you don't want to make friends with them. You don't want to be in a foxhole where you and I are friends. You get killed, and then it affects how I react to war.
And that not being able to feel or talk about what he experienced led to a downward spiral, which was fueled by alcohol and rage. Leo's friend and local bartender, Doreen, watched as he made bad decision after bad decision.
So coming home from the service, that's all they knew how to do was drink, and nobody talked about anything, so he was drunk every day of his life. Smoking cigarettes, getting drunk, that's all you knew.
There was a part of Leo I didn't like. There was a part of Leo that I'd like to pull the chapter out of that book, but if you got to know the whole story about Leo, then you got to read the whole chapter. There's some good stuff in there, and there's some bad stuff, so and that's me.
For many veterans, this might be where their story ends, but not for Leo, not for this undeniable hero.
I'm the kind of guy, I don't give up and I don't back up for nobody. So I wasn't giving up on this. I felt I needed to have closure in my life on that part of my life, that chapter.
He got his life back on track. He quit drinking, he learned from his rage, and he learned that no good would ever come from either. He took his experience and decided to help veterans who were just like him. Years later, he found his friend Doreen and the power of love, undeniable love. Doreen gave Leo a safe place to talk about what he had gone through while he was at war.
I'm very blessed to have the wife I have here, who's my father-in-law was 15 years Army, so I married a woman that's not only compassionate and loving to me, she also very supportive and understands what I've gone through, and I'm able to share that with her because of her dad and my father-in-law being he was in the Army and kind of being a hero in himself, that he was fortunate enough to get me this wife as his daughter, but it made her pushing me supportively to help me kind of learned the tools I needed to get by this. It isn't going to go away if people say, gee, you know, get over it. You don't get over it. What you do is you learn how to deal with it.
The two were married in 2001, and so Leo and Doreen joined forces to help get veterans the benefits and awards they earned. But what about him? What about the day that he was wounded and still decided to save lives of his fellow soldiers?
Well, when I went to go down, Charlie cut me on my arm. I got the scar here. And then I went to get my knife to kill him, and he stuck me in my side. Thank God it didn't hit the spleen. It went in, you know, he stabbed me, and then I cut his throat. I killed him, and then I grabbed the comrade. I picked him up as I was bleeding, brought him to the helicopter. The Captain Hudson, in fact, I had the honor of talking to him a couple of months ago, and he had given me an order to get on the ship. Well, I heard pop, pop, pop. I heard more firing going on. I wasn't going to leave nobody in that jungle.
It was going to be a new kind of fight for Leo and Doreen, a fight to prepare documents, interviews, and paperwork to prove that he too deserved the distinction of the Purple Heart. With the help of Carl Nunziato and Congressman Tim Ryan, the man with the biggest heart received his Purple Heart decades after he returned home from war.
He knows a lot of people because he does so much good. So all the people that help him are all the people he's helped in some way. And that's just made it easier for him to accomplish this after those years.
Life's a book, and there's chapters in that book. And I feel if you don't get closure on that chapter, you can't continue the book. This was a void that I felt, this Purple Heart, I felt would have brought closure to my tour in Vietnam. I thought it speaks a lot. I was very humble to make it happen. Mm-hmm. I was glad it happened. But it shows that not only did I serve my country honorably, I spilled blood for this country. And I think out of the 1% that went to combat, you know, 1% went in the military of the population, 1% went to combat. You need to let the 99% know the price of freedom.
And for Leo Connelly and his wife Doreen, of course, their story doesn't end there. They continue to help so many veterans in our area, of course, get the benefits that they deserve, Michael, and the awards that they deserve.
Yeah, I think it's frustrating it took so long, but I'm glad they finally got it right.
Right, exactly. It takes a while. And for those of you who were as interested in this story as we were, the extended interview, the full interview, is on our website and on our Facebook page. So just log on to valleyspotlight.com or find us on Facebook. And to Leo and Doreen, thank you for truly sharing the real story that goes way beyond just the actual medal.
All right, when we come back, the spring holidays are approaching. That means Easter, Lent, Ash Wednesday, and Fat Tuesday.
Oh, baby.
So Mark Canzonetta is going to show us a great recipe when we come back.
Frank Marzullo here. The forecast may keep you guessing. The snow, the rain, the ice, none of it is all that nice. Step into Ryers and walk out with shoes and boots at a price that is nice. The winter clearance is happening now, and selected styles in every department are 20 to 75% off. Plus, there's a 0% chance that you'll pay sales tax, and there's new markdowns all the time. If only forecasting were that easy. The Ryers winter clearance sale in beautiful downtown Sharon.
Test Kitchen on the road this week. We are downtown at Bistro 1907 with Mark Canzonetta, getting ready for one of my favorite holidays.
One of my favorite holidays.
And I think people have a misnomer. They think Mardi Gras is Fat Tuesday.
It is not.
Mardi Gras is a giant stretch leading up to Fat Tuesday, right?
It is.
And
Fat Tuesday ends it, and typically on that day you have red beans and rice.
And then Ash Wednesday begins.
Exactly. And then we go into Lent.
And we're going to celebrate it here at the Bistro from February 26th all the way to
Sunday,
March the 10th.
March the 10th. So Mardi Gras, New Orleans, and that's how you say it, New Orleans.
Yeah.
You know, big influential city there from a culinary standpoint, a lot of influences. It was a port city back in the day, so you have the Africans, you have the Parisians from France, you have all the native Creoles and Acacians, so you have all those different, because of it being a port city, all those influences of food. It goes crazy. It's like fusion on steroids down there. I love it because it's a little bit spicy.
And when you mix them together, it's
just delicious. It's just delicious. So we're gonna start off with one of my favorite dishes, and that is chicken and andouille sausage jambalaya.
Me too.
Okay, I just love that dish. We're gonna use some andouille sausage, some chicken thigh. We got some blonde roux to thicken it all up. We got the Trinity. You know, in French cooking, you have mise en place.
Okay.
And you have the mirepoix. Now we have the trinity, which is celery, onion, and bell pepper. We're going to start off with some canola oil in the pan, just like that.
Seems like all dishes kind of start with those sautéing together,
They
right?
do. They absolutely do. But we're gonna lay down the sausage first because we want to get some caramelization on that.
Okay.
So we're gonna lay down the sausage. We're gonna lay down the chicken thigh, and now we got to season it. So we want to season it, and you know you need the 3 peppers. You need cayenne pepper, you need black pepper, and you need white pepper because it affects your palate in different ways. Right. So do you like it spicy, or medium spicy?
About medium.
So we're going to go a little bit of spicy. You're going to watch the white pepper and the cayenne because that white pepper actually has more burn than cayenne pepper.
Is that right?
It does. So we're going to put the cayenne pepper down.
Okay.
We're going to put some black pepper down. We're going to season that with a little bit of garlic, granulated garlic. I don't do that very often. I usually use fresh, but in this dish I like it. Okay. Some salt. And we're going to stir this all together, and we're going to get this nice and brown. We're going to stir it until it's nice and brown and caramelized. We're going to add our trinity, the bell pepper, the onion, and the celery. And we're just going to stir this, and as Emerald would say, we're going to make it get happy.
Yeah, that's right.
We're going to get all these spices together and all these flavors together, and we're going to make them get happy. Okay, with this, we want to add a little bit of roux. We don't have time on the show today to develop the roux, but it's a mixture of fat and oil cooked until it smells nutty. Okay. We're going to add some of this. This is called blonde roux. We're going to add some blonde roux, and we're just going to stir that in. And then we're going to add some chicken stock to this. And we're going to bring that to a boil, and we're going to let that simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to add a couple bay leaves, get that flavor in there, and it's going to make a nice, rich stew. Now we need a base for that stew.
Okay.
So we're going to come back over here. We're going to put some oil down in the pan. We're definitely going to add some more of that andouille sausage, but we're making dirty rice. Okay. So we want it to look dirty, so we ground up that sausage. We're going to put the sausage down. Again, the trinity, celery, onion, bell pepper.
This is all. You know what's good about this is, like, it's good a day after. You could do this the first day
after, for sure.
And just let it sit there and soak up all the flavors and stuff.
Just like chili. A couple bay leaves. Again, we're going to add those 3 peppers. We're not going to make this quite as spicy because you got the andouille sausage in there already. Okay. That's got some spice. So a pinch of the 3 peppers. A pinch of salt. We're going to stir it, again making it happy. So the important thing when you're making rice, you want to make sure that you're using, if I'm going to use 1 cup of rice, which we're going to do, and this is just good old Uncle Ben's rice. Yeah. We are then going to add 2 cups of liquid to that. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. Okay. That's going to bring it up and make your perfect rice. So we just want to take this rice, cover it, 2 cups. We're going to bring that to the boil, turn it down to a simmer, and when we come back, we're going to put the 2 together, and we're also going to make one of your favorite drinks.
The Hurricane?
The Hurricane.
You only need 1.
You only need 1.
And sometimes a half of 1, too.
Well, or 1.5.
Yeah, there you go. Be back at Bistro 1907 in a second.
A to Z Dependable Services now offers walk-in tubs and showers in as little as 1 day. Let us create a safer bathing experience in your bathroom or the shower of your dreams. Call A to Z Dependable Services today for a free estimate or visit us online at onlyatoz.com.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. Are you thinking of selling your home but you're not sure which agent to hire? You have a lot of choices, but really the choice is simple. Because there's only one agent I would trust to sell my home. Go to kellysoldit.com and check out Kelly Warren's guarantee to sell your home or she will buy it. You can also find out how her marketing system creates demand and sells a home every 48 hours. Go to kellysoldit.com and get your home sold.
We are back, and this smells amazing, right?
Wow.
I know. It burns it a little bit.
Burns a little bit.
Yes, it feels good.
Smells great. You got all those wonderful spices in there. Black pepper, white pepper, cayenne pepper. You got the andouille sausage, the Holy Trinity, chicken thighs, chicken stock, and we have the dirty rice. So we're going to make a plate for you.
Let's eat.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Because I understand this is your favorite dish.
Can we go rice?
Yeah, go rice.
In the middle?
Right in the middle.
Okay.
So give me 2 or 3 scoops.
Okay.
So take that beautiful dirty rice. Look how perfectly that came out. And now we're going to scoop over that wonderful jambalaya. Look at that. All the colors, all the flavors. Oh, the andouille sausage is just the best.
You don't get it all year
I have a friend down in New Orleans, and I hope to go visit him soon. His name is Ron Onion Walker.
Onion?
Onion.
Yeah.
And my buddy is dear to my heart, and we're just going to garnish that with a little bit of chives or scallions, whatever you want to do. Okay. And now I'm going to make you a drink, Mike.
This is the drink.
You got spice. Now you got to have something cold to cool down.
quench my palate.
And your favorite drink again is the Hurricane, so we're going to start that off.
I was there one day, I remember.
Right? We're going to put an ounce of Myers Dark Rum.
Okay.
We're going to put a ½ ounce of Southern Comfort.
My question's going to be, what makes this taste so good? It doesn't taste like
the atmosphere where you're at.
I know, but it doesn't taste like these liquors.
Right, it doesn't.
When you taste
That's the hidden punch you in the back of the head. When you feel that tickle, it's all those liquors. We're going to add some strawberry puree. We're going to add some house-made sour mix. And we're going to give this a shake. About 20 times.
10.
Say when.
20.
That's good. All right. We're going to strain that off. Our rocks glass, a little nice garnish. And how about this Mardi Gras celebration we're about to have, my friend?
The Hurricane is here.
How's the jambalaya?
It's so good.
Cheers,
so good.
everybody.
Thank you. Happy Mardi Gras.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good. That'll kill you. Well, that tasted good. I promise you that. On this program, oftentimes we talk about people that have taken a leap of faith and started a business. Well, let's introduce you to the youngest we've ever had on the program that did just that. Even when the naysayers said he couldn't, he has, and his business right now is head and shoulders above the rest. There's definitely a buzz around the man holding this razor. 19-year-old Dean Lauer originally thought he'd be playing baseball in college right now, but then things changed.
I still love the game, but I just didn't really want to play anymore. So I would catch myself watching haircutting videos on YouTube all the time, stuff on Instagram, all like social media platforms. And I was thinking to myself, maybe I can make a career out of that.
So he switched from a 4-year college to a barber college in Akron instead.
I fell in love with it the moment I walked in. Like, it felt like home. Like, everybody up there made it feel like the right place. And from that day on, I knew that this is what I wanted to do and that's where I wanted to be.
But he still had to sell the people close to him on his dream. After all, there aren't too many kids that go from Mooney High School to barber school.
Even my family at first, everybody was kind of like skeptical. They were like, is that all you're doing? Are you going to college? Are you doing this as well? Or is that all you're doing? And I was like, this is all I'm doing. All I want to do is cut hair. Because I knew that that's where my passion was, and I would do what I needed to do to make it work.
So that's what Dean is doing now. After close to 2,000 hours at school, he did so well, he was asked to be one of the instructors. And then began to dream even bigger, when his teacher found a place that fit the mold.
My business plan was one of the better ones up there, and he contacted me about this building he found, and he was like, I think this would be a good opportunity for you to invest in and make your dreams turn to reality.
So here it is, a barber shop, up and running in Talmadge.
It's called Bliss Barbershop, B-L-I-S, and it stands for Best Looks Improve Success. And I picked that because I know whenever I have a nice haircut, whenever I get my hair cleaned up a little bit, I feel way better and I feel ready to take on the day. And I believe that's one of the big pillars in the community is the barbershop, because you never know who's going to sit in your chair.
Dean says business has increased every week since the shop has been open, and interest in the profession will increase as well.
I see now it's a growing trend that people want to become barbers. They want to just do anything in the hair industry, whether it's being a cosmetologist, whether it's being a barber. They're both growing professions, in my opinion.
Down the road, Dean is hoping to open a barber college here in Youngstown and teach at seminars across the country. But for now, his friends and family have a little different outlook on Dean and his current vision.
They're more than ecstatic. They're super happy with all my accomplishments so far, and they've been in my corner since day one. I know that at the beginning they were a little skeptical of it, but now that they see how much passion I have for what I do, they're supporting me fully, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. It's definitely a lot, but this is where my passion is, and I love everything about it. And the people I've been able to meet and the relationships I've been able to build, I wouldn't have wanted to take a different route.
And get ready for this. I asked him what the next men's haircut trend-wise would be, and he said the mullet is coming back. Finally, am I right?
You've been waiting for this
30 some years.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
For
30 some years.
It has never left. So they'll be the trendiest
well, you
people
look
in town.
fresh. You're looking good there, buddy. Looking good. Speaking of looking good, Kelly Warren is going to make sure our living rooms and the spaces that we enjoy so much with our loved ones look good when we're selling our home. So stay with us. She'll be right back.
At the Sunrise Inn, the secret is simple. 90 years of the best dough, 90 years of the best ingredients, and 90 years of feeding family and friends. Join us in celebrating our 90th anniversary. Enter your chance to win a gift card worth $1,929. Register at sunriseinnwarren.com or go to our Facebook page.
Take it from me, it's as easy as pie, pizza pie.
Cheers to the next 90 years from all of us at the Sunrise Inn.
Cal. Hi, Lauren. What's going on? Thanks for coming by today. No problem. I was going to say, thank you for always being on Kelly's Spotlight.
Good to have you as always.
And always welcoming into all of these homes that we're so lucky to be able to see. I feel pretty lucky that I get to see them in person. But for people at home, we want it to feel like home.
Yes.
If we're selling one of these,
home is
right?
the key word, yes.
It sure is. So when you're coming into somebody's space, what are the things that people need to make sure that they're paying attention to give us this feeling? Because I'll tell you what, my house right now, you get a feeling that you just want to run away.
Well, you want to think the home buyer that's coming to look at this, they've got busy lives, you know, kids, extracurricular activities, full day work schedules. So when they're coming to look at a house, you want to set the mood that they can come home after work, sit on the couch, watch TV, hang out by the fire, and it feels like home.
It is winter, it is cold. So we do want to have, if we have a fireplace that we can turn on and make it a center point, this is something that you think is a good move, right?
Correct. So as the realtor, I'll schedule the showings for you, I'll market the home and get some buyers here, and I'll give you some tips and tricks to do when somebody's looking at the house. So one thing, if you're not going to be gone for too long, get the fire up and roaring, especially in weather like this. You want them to come in and feel warm and comfortable and at ease.
The smells even within this home right now, and of course, you know, you've done a great job. It smells good.
Yes.
Makes me feel good.
Right. It elevates your mood. So candles, if you don't want to leave candles burning while you're gone, one tip is microwave a little dish of vanilla in the microwave for 20 seconds, or if you're going to be gone for just a short time, bake some cookies right before you leave, something like that.
I'll be going with the vanilla in the microwave. The cookies will have to wait. Right. I'll eat them all. This is a really big space. Should we be adding to a space, you know, with like furniture, or should we be subtracting things from our environment? Like, this looks perfectly, you know, placed.
You don't want too much. You don't want to overpower the room. You don't want people to not have enough room to walk through, and you don't want a lot of clutter. But perfect amount of seating, pillows, candles, lamps, that sort of thing makes the home look like a home.
And it feels like a home too. The things that you guys are facing within the winter season, how are things looking right now?
Yes, the market's been good. Everything is holding out fantastic. Interest rates are going to climb a little bit this year, so buyers are buying now. They're not waiting till spring and summer this year, which is great.
This is the time to do it, and of course you are easy to get a hold of. I will say, she will text you back even with the craziest questions at strange hours. Yeah. I've already done it for my own mother. So how do people get a hold of you and your team?
Sure, they can give us a call or a text anytime at 330-717-2689. They could go on our website, kellysoldit.com, and if they're looking for a home, this one's on there available, 6627 Vernette.
And it is lovely. And it's a deal, and there's so, I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
3 acres,
lovely. Great stuff. Thanks, Kel.
Thanks for having me.
Art and business. Some people might think those two things don't go together, but at the Soap Gallery in downtown Youngstown, well, they most certainly go together, and it's because of the creative minds behind it. Take a look at this. The Soap Gallery has become one of Youngstown's fastest growing art galleries. What started as a school project quickly turned into a successful, well-known business.
Every time we would go out, he would say, it'd be great to own an art gallery. And I would say, it would be great to own an art gallery. And slowly but surely we said, we need to open up an art gallery.
As I was starting business school in the fall of 2015 and needed a business capstone project, and what better to do a project on than an art gallery. And starting your own business.
Mixing art into business was about to become a reality for Steve and Dan. It was a learning process that even the most creative minds can appreciate. They quickly figured out that it was going to take more than just an attractive space and beautiful artwork to make the gallery thrive.
We didn't really do any press. We didn't buy any billboards. We did later on. We just decided to do it, and our first opening was October 2015. We had probably about 300 people for our first opening. We didn't know how to sell the art yet at that point, but we knew how to put up an art show. Nothing sold that day, and then the next day we had a class scheduled. That was going to be our next thing, and one person showed up to the class. And so we're like, okay, we've got to do some work here.
But like many places in Youngstown, Soap realized they had to adapt to make sure they could get the support they needed. As it turns out, creativity still goes a very long way when it comes to building a business.
Slowly but surely, Youngstown's becoming more creative, both musically, visually, performance-wise, and it's keeping those assets here, but also getting people to support them.
We got a lot of people that saw the word bar hop and said, I'm going to go do that, and then didn't realize that there's an art aspect to it, and really enjoyed themselves, and ended up buying another camera and filling up another roll and seeing the results, and like in the film and stuff. And so any ways that we can get people engaged in an artistic way is good for us, and it's good for the art community.
And as the gallery grows, so do the artists' interests in this place. There's just something about getting feedback from the community that makes this creative process come full circle.
It's a place where artists flock to because they're able to produce, make what they need to make, and then get it out of here. And so, but when they are in that experimental phase, that I think that where there could possibly be failure in an experiment, that's what we get are those pieces that the artists want to see. Is this going to fail? Is this going to be a succeed? What does this person think of this piece? What do they think of that? And that's the ambitious but real sense of it, is we are a test pad for a lot of bigger things.
And just as in any business, it's about the work ethic that goes into fighting the fight every day. And in Youngstown, the passion behind hard work is something that has transcended through generations.
Youngstown has the greatest story out of any city in the United States. It's a diverse story, it's a winded story, but it's uniquely its own. It's Youngstown, Ohio. So I think we have more passion, more creativity than I would wager anywhere in the country.
For more information on the Soap Gallery and their upcoming shows, just find them on Facebook. Soap Gallery, just spelled like the normal soap, right?
There you go. Before we go, we want to acknowledge a special friend that passed earlier.
Yes, we lost Bill Griffin, who was one of our Comcast partners, and he was a visionary when it comes to what we do in media. And for those of you who know and loved him as much as we did, our condolences go out to you, and we would like to dedicate this show to him.
We'll miss you, Bill.